We're ready to begin. Welcome back, everybody. We're doing 45 to 60 minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility work. We do this every single day to practice consistency, to build a little bit of community, to make the suffering we're about to do a little bit more fun, a little easier to practice, and a little easier to stay consistent with. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started because we're running a couple minutes behind already. We're going to jump into our hip cars. Hip cars is about moving your hips through their maximum range of motion and using your leg and your hip muscles. All right. I want you to start by lifting your knee up as high as you can, directly in front. I want you to lift some more. I want you to keep lifting. Lift that knee. All right. Open it up. Bring it out that way. Whoa. Try to keep your hips facing in the same direction. Try not to, start turning and doing pirouettes and things like that. We're just trying to flex our glute muscles to help open up the leg. All right. Boom. That is our movement. From here, I want you to keep on trying to lift that leg up a little higher, a little higher, a little higher. Then I want you to rotate. Bring that leg so that the ankle comes up and the knee comes down. If you can, try to aim for something that's about level. And then we're going to continue by going down, 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 down. Bring the knee down, lift the ankle up. And when your hamstring is about to cramp, bring that leg down and back. All right? Flex the hamstrings, flex the glutes. Feel that stretch in the front of the hip when we bring it down. That is one rep. We're doing 10 of these on the left side, 10 of these on the right side. Let's get ready to go. All right, high knee. Open. Ankle up some more, down and back, that's one, high knee. Open, ankle up, down and back, that's two, high knee. Open, ankle up, down and back, that's three, high knee. Open, ankle up, down and back, that's four, high knee. Open, ankle up, down and back, that's five, high knee. Open, ankle up, down and back, that's six, high knee. Open, ankle up, down and back, that's seven. If I've been going a little fast, let me know in the chat. Otherwise, keep on contracting those muscles. Lift the leg as high as you can. Open as wide as you can. Rotate as much as you can. Down and back. I think that's 8. Up. Open. Around and down. That's 9. Last one. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 10. Whew. My glutes are tired. Other side. Let's go. Get onto this leg. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back, that's one, high knee. Open, ankle up, down and back, that's two, high knee. Open, ankle up, down and back, that's three, high knee. Open, ankle up, down and back, that's four, high knee. Open, ankle up, down and back, that's five, high knee. Open, ankle up, down and back, that's six, high knee. Open, ankle up, down and back, that's seven, high knee. Open, ankle up, down and back, that's 8, high knee. Open, ankle up, down and back, that's 9, last one, high knee. High knee some more, keep high knee in, open, open a little wide, open a little bit more, rotate the ankle, up, 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 bring the leg down and back, lift, right. It's 10 reps on both sides going forward. Let's take a second, do a little shake, do a little wiggle, loosen up, and start going in reverse, all right? When we go in reverse, the first thing we're going to do is bring the leg down and back. We're going to flex the hamstrings, flex the glutes for the stretch right here in the front. We're going to lift that leg up to the side. We're going to rotate the knee down, lift the ankle up. We're going to rotate the ankle down, lift the knee up. We're going to bring the whole leg forward. All right? That's one. We got 10 to do on the left, 10 to do on the right. Let's get ready to go. All right. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. Knee. One. Back. Side. Ankle. Ankle. Knee. That's two. Back. Side. Ankle. Ankle. Knee. That's three. Back. Side. Ankle. Ankle. Knee. That's four. Back. Side. Ankle. Ankle. Knee. Five. Back. Side. Ankle. Ankle. Knee. Six. Back. Side. Ankle. Ankle. Knee. Seven. Remember, the goal of these is to use your own muscles to lift and rotate your leg as much as possible in this hip socket. So you build control, you build range, you build mobility. Ankle, ankle, knee. I think that's 9. Last one, back. Side, ankle, ankle, knee. That's 10. Oh, we're almost done. We got one last leg. Take a second. Shake out both your legs, shake out your arms, do a little wiggle, do some body rolls, and let's get ready to shake out this final leg. Whew. High knee. Open. Oh, sorry, wrong way. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. Knee. That's one. Back. Side. Ankle. Ankle. Knee. That's two. Back. Side. Ankle. Ankle. Knee. That's three. Back. Side. Ankle. Ankle. Knee. That's four. Remember, it's about control. It's about power. Holding it, contracting those muscles. Side. Ankle. Ankle. Knee. I'm exaggerating a little bit. Six. Back. Side. Ankle. Ankle. Knee. That's seven. Back. Side. Ankle. Ankle. Knee. That's eight. By the way, if at some point you realize I have miscounted, you can feel free to call me out if you want. But by the time I read the chat, it'll have been long since too late because I'm too far away to be able to see the chat. But occasionally, if I know that I missed call, that'll help me to try and focus a little bit on counting because sometimes I just start thinking about the next move or I start explaining something or go on this little tangent like right now, and all of a sudden I can't remember. Did we just do six? Did we do seven? Was that it? Because I do this dozens of times every single day. I can have a memory for every single time I've counted to six, and as soon as I think I did six, I'll have done six. All right, let's go. We're gonna move on into our second warm-up exercise. It's called the elephant walk. What we're gonna do is fold at the hips to bring the belly button down towards the ground. All right, from here, you want to feel a stretch in your hamstrings. If you're a little bit higher up, that's absolutely okay. Don't worry about it. Just try your best to bring the belly button down to the ground. When I say belly button, I'm very intentional about the belly button. I don't want you to be trying to bring your nose down, your chin down, your chest down. I want your belly button down as low as you can. Wherever else is also coming down, great. No big deal. Cool? All right. From here, we're going to do a little bit of movement. We're going to bend one knee. We're going to straighten out the other leg. We're going to fold the belly button down. We're going to switch back and forth. Boom. Then we're going to the other side. Boom. And boom. And boom. And boom. All right. You should be feeling a whole bunch of stretch in your hamstrings as you do these. And there is not an exact number that I want you to do. That is because we're going to do as many as it takes for me to finish telling you what the rest of the show is about. We're doing 45 to 60 minutes of live side split stretching. Keep on switching back and forth. And we do this every single day, starting at 9 p.m. Eastern, which means we started about 15 minutes ago. And is it really 15 minutes? No, 11 minutes ago, 10 minutes ago. And we do this every day to practice consistency, to build a little bit of community, to make the suffering that we're putting our hamstrings through right now a little bit more fun, a little bit more exciting, a little easier to stay consistent with. All right. So if you like the idea of working on hip mobility, you know you need a little bit of extra love so that your hips move better, relieve your low back, and help with some tightness in your legs. And you'll want to work on advanced hip mobility, some side splits. Plus, you like the idea of having a little bit of help practicing consistency, or some combination of those three things: hip mobility, side splits, consistency. Make sure to hit follow, hit subscribe, and keep coming back. We, like I said earlier, are here 7 days a week at 9 p.m. Eastern, which is 12 minutes ago when we started, and you should definitely come back. All right? All right, that's enough. We're done with the spiel. I want you to fold your belly button down a little bit deeper. A little bit deeper. A little bit more. Just keep on going as best as you can. You can bend the knee a little bit if that helps you feel a little bit better. And we're going to go 5 more. Down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 0. All right, pop into a squat. Come on back into standing. That is our second warm-up exercise. Shake out your legs. Shake, 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 shake. Flop, flop, flop. Wobble, 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 wobble. Do a little wiggle. Help your muscles to relax. All right. We're going to move on into our third warm-up exercise. It's called thoracic rotation. The thoracic spine, it's basically this chunk of your spine, below your neck, about-ish to your belly button-ish. All right. And it's designed to move. So what we're going to do right now is focus on this one, the rotation part. What I want you to do is hopefully you're shaking out your legs enough to go right back into the same position we came out of. This leg is bent, this leg is straight. We're folding our belly buttons down towards the ground. All right, from here, we're taking one arm from the bent leg side. We're reaching across the body to the straight leg. We're pushing off that shin bone, not the ankle, not the knee, somewhere in the middle. We're pushing off it to help open up our chest. We're rotating that spine, all right? When I say chest and spine interchangeably, it's because they're kind of connected. All right, let's stick our hands up into the air as high as we can. If your arm is over here, that's okay. Just try your best to open as wide as you can. Rotate your neck to look at your hand. And we're going to breathe. Inhale. Exhale and reach over that shoulder. Look at your hand, look at your hand, look at your hand. And come on back. I realize that if you're watching me, you can't be watching your hand. So maybe if you're brand new to the show, you got to watch me once, and then you got to listen to me do it the next time, all right? So I know it's not perfect, but we're on a live. What can I do, all right? Leg is bent, leg is straight. Arm from the bent leg side is reaching across that straight leg to that straight leg. We're pushing off of it to help rotate the chest. Look at that hand. Inhale. Exhale and reach over your shoulder. Make sure you're exhaling and reaching at the same time. When you exhale, and air comes out of your lungs, it gets to compress more, it gets to squish, it lets you rotate a little bit more. All right, so breathe, don't hold your breath. Cool. Number 2, let's go. Bent leg, straight leg. Bent arm, straight leg. Open it up, look at the hand. Inhale. Exhale, reach. That's 2. And inhale. Exhale, reach. That's 2. Keep going. Inhale. Exhale, reach. That's 3. Inhale. Exhale, reach. Woo, that's 3. Number 4 and 5. Let's do it. Bent leg, straight leg. Bent arm, straight leg. Open it up. Look at the hand. Inhale. Exhale, reach. That's 4. And other side. Inhale, exhale, reach. That's 4 again. We're wrapping it up. Number 5. Let's go. Inhale. Look up at that hand. Inhale. Exhale, reach. Well, I'm about to lose an earbud. Caught it. So smooth. All right, other side. Inhale. Exhale. Reach. Oh, that is our thoracic rotation. Do a couple of shoulder rolls, shoulder circles, back and forward. Do a little shimmy in from side to side. Actually, I'm pretty sure that's not what a shimmy is. I don't have a name for this thing. Wiggle your spine from side to side. Wiggle your hips from side to side. Just get a little gentle movement at the hips, at the back, and we have finished our third round of exercise. We're going to move on to number 4. It's called the Cossack switch. All right. What I want you to do looks a little bit like this. We're going to open up our legs a little bit. It doesn't have to be crazy, right? We're not doing splits just yet, but I want you to drop onto the heel of this one. And I want you to drop into a deep squat on this one. All right. Boom. If you can get super low, ultra low, crazy low, perfect, get low. But if you are new to the show, you're a little bit higher up, you're like, whoa, that's crazy. And you only get to right here. Great, perfect. We can work from that. All right. From here or down there, wherever you're at, our next step is to move our butt dead away. All right. If your version looks like this, great. If your version is all the way down here and you need a little bit of help to get across, you're a little bit stuck, feel free to stick your hands down. Help walk your butt over to the other side. Sink into that deep squat position on the other side and breathe. Exhale. See if you can sink a little deeper. All right. Then come on back. I find that it's helpful to have the legs sort of pointing out on either side. Hopefully that little tip helps open up your hips a little bit, makes it a little bit more comfortable. All right. We've done 1. I'm going to count that as 1. We're going to do 10 in total, so we got 9 more. Keep on going. Walk your hands over. Come on back. That's 2. If you feel like you can do these without your hands, or you're in a version where you can make it a little bit harder, feel free to do that. If you're really high up still, over here, maybe your version of making it harder is trying to come down just a little bit. All right. If you're really low already and you want to take it to the next level, you can not only remove your hands, but you can also sit up a little bit straighter. Instead of leaning super far forward, straighten out that back, stick your head up into the air, hands in front of you to counterbalance, and keep going. I can't remember how many of these we've done, but I think this might be 4. All right, keep going. Across, And back. That's 5. Across and back. That's 6. If your knees are feeling a little achy because you're trying to stay super low to the ground, your knees can't handle that kind of pressure right now, we can make it a little bit easier on ourselves, all right? Come up a little bit. From wherever you are, come up a little bit. That will help you go, wee, slide on across. And then when you're across, try to sink down a little bit. Come on back down and up and across and down. That's 7. Up, across, and down, and up, across, and down. That's 8. If you want, you can stick with just those or any variation that works for you so far. And if you want to try something a little bit different, we're going to do some squats, all right, for 9 and 10. I want you to power through on the leg that is bent, like so. I want you to go, come on up. And I want you to slowly come down on the other side. And I want you to get ready to go, and come on up again. All right, that's 9. That's 9 fingers. Come on down on the other side. Take your time with it. Sink into that stretch. Get low. Breathe. Exhale. And let's get ready. Number 10. Other side. Slowly come on down. Whew. With control. Breathe. And last one. Let's do it. That's 10. Cool. That was our 4th and final warm-up exercise. We just did 10 reps of Cossack switches, Cossack sliding things, Cossack squats, and we're ready to move on into our 5 stretches. All right. If somehow you don't know, we're doing 45 to 60 minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility work, and we do this every single day to practice consistency, to build a little bit of community, to make side splits training a little bit more fun and easier to stay consistent with. So if you like side splits, you like hip mobility, you want to practice some consistency, make sure to hit follow, hit subscribe, and keep coming back, all right? We're moving on to our first stretch, is the hamstring stretch. And what I recommend is for you to grab a little bit of padding for your knee. I got a big old piece of foam that I like to stick under my knees, but if you do not have that at home, you got lots of options. If you have dirty laundry, roll it up, stick it under your knee. Perfect. If you got an old flip-flop, maybe there's just one left because your dog stole the other one and left it somewhere in the backyard. Whatever the case, stick it under your knee, the remaining one that's still present, and you got some cushioning on that knee. All right. You only need one knee covered because we're going to be stretching one hamstring at a time. Cool? What else? Couch cushions, decorative pillows. Steal your kid's actual pillow, preferably the child you like the best, who likes you the best, so that they'll forgive you. And we're ready to go. All right? From here, we are gonna get ready to stretch. I want you to stand up nice and straight with the rest of your body so that your knee to your hip to your shoulder to your head is in a nice straight line. I want you to extend this leg out directly in front of you, and I want you to fold your belly button down to the ground. All right? Inhale. Exhale. As soon as you get stuck, I know I said fold it down towards the ground. When I said to the ground, that was, aspirational. All right? As soon as you get stuck, just chill, relax, breathe, inhale, exhale, and try to flop into the floor. All right? That's 1. We're going to do that twice more. Inhale, exhale. That's 2. I want you to breathe in, hold it for a second, and then exhale. Let your body flop into that leg. All right? Let's go. 3rd time. Inhale, exhale, and flop. Let your body drape into the floor. Feel that stretch getting deeper in your hamstrings. You are letting your back relax right now. All right? This is not, your back is bent because you're relaxed, not because you're trying to smash your face into the knee. If you're working really hard right now, you're feeling a whole bunch of tension all over your back, you're working too hard. All right? Chill out, relax. From here, we're going to add some movement. What I want you to do is bend the knee, right? Like you're doing a lunge. And then I want you to try and fold your belly button and your chest down to that leg the best that you can. All right. If you can't reach and you're a little bit higher up, it's perfectly fine. Just try your best to get low. All right. Stick your hands down on either side for support, for balance. And I want you to slowly straighten that leg. You might need to push the foot away from you when you do that to, not have to move your butt too far back. From here, we're going to be feeling that hamstring stretch, and that is what we want. We're going to do this 4 more times. All right. So bring the knee up. Fold the chest down. Straighten out that leg. Woo! Feel that stretch. Knee up. Chest down. Straighten it out. That's 3. Knee up. Chest down. straighten it out. That's 4, knee up, chest down, straighten it out. That's 5. All right. From here, we're going to try and fold a little bit deeper. What I want you to do is called the inhale, exhale, fold. There's 3 steps. On the inhale, we're going to take a huge breath into our lungs. On the exhale and fold, we're going to do those at the same time. We're going to slowly exhale all the air out of our lungs while we fold our belly buttons down to our thighs or the ground, whichever you prefer imagining. All right? So let's talk it through. Big breath in, inhale. Slowly exhale and fold, 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 belly button down. Woo! That is us getting a little bit deeper into our stretch. If your hamstrings are feeling crazy right now, don't worry, that's normal. Inhale, relax. Let your body flop into that leg, flop into the ground, into the floor. And let's do 2 more. Inhale. Relax. Let your body flop into the ground. 3rd time's a charm. Let's go. Inhale. Exhale, relax. Sink a little bit deeper into that stretch. Let's go. We're going to move. Knee up, chest down, straighten it out. That's 1, knee up, chest down, straighten it out. That's 2, knee up, chest down, straighten it out. That's 3, knee up, chest down, straighten it out. That's 4, knee up, chest down, straighten it out. That's 5. All right, do you know what time it is? It's time for us to get a little bit deeper into our stretch. I didn't even give you a chance to guess. Let's go. Big breath in, inhale, exhale, and fold. All right, we're exhaling and folding at the same time. Let's go. Big breath in, inhale. Slowly exhale and fold, 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 exhale, fold. Woo! Inhale, relax. Fold a little bit deeper if you can. Flop into the ground. Inhale, relax. One more. Inhale, relax. Sink a little deeper into your stretch and knee up, chest down, straighten it out. Knee up, chest down, straighten it out. Knee up, chest down, straighten it out. If you find that these are getting a little easy for you, bring up your knee less, fold more, fold deeper into the ground. And when you straighten out that leg, make sure you're feeling that hamstring stretch. I can't remember how many we've done, but I think this is 4 or 5. So let's just do one last one. Knee up, chest down, straighten it out. That's 5. Woo! All right, we're going to hang out here for 30 seconds. And that's the rest of our stretch, all right? 30, 29, 28, 27, 26. You can breathe and exhale and relax just like before. The inhale, relax. Let your body flop over that leg. 17, 16, 15. If you want, you can try to flex your abs. You can try to flex the top of your hip muscles, your upper thigh muscles, and see if you can pull yourself down into a slightly deeper stretch. That is optional. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. The only thing that's not optional is breathe. Don't hold your breath. 3, 2, 1, 0. That is our hamstring stretch. Hamstring stretch number 1. There's not 2 stretches. I mean, kind of there is, but mostly it's we gotta do the other leg. All right, we've only done 1 leg so far. We gotta even it out. Other side. Bring that knee up. Kneel up nice and straight and tall. Extend that leg out in front of you, and let's fold. Bring the belly button down to the thigh. Inhale. Exhale and fold. As soon as you get stuck, inhale, relax. Let your body flop over that leg and just chill for a little bit. All right, let's do the other side, or not the other side. Let's do it again. Inhale, relax. See if you can sink a little deeper into that stretch. Remember, you're not trying to actively smash your face into the knee. You're not trying to turn yourself into a little ball. Your upper back is relaxed. All we care about is where the belly button is, and we want the belly button to be approaching the thigh, touching the thigh, or approaching the ground, however you want to imagine it. All right? Let's go. One more. Inhale. Relax. Let your body flop over that leg. Whee! Now, it's time for some knee bends. Let's do it. Knee up, chest down, straighten it out. That's 1. Ooh, feel that hamstring stretch. Let's go. Knee, chest, straighten. As you get more comfortable with these, you might notice you don't have to bend the knee very much at all. And you can just focus on bringing your chest down. Great. That is awesome. Straighten out that leg. Feel that hamstring stretch. Fold forward and it's time for us to get a little bit deeper. Y'all ready? Inhale, exhale, fold. Let's do it. Big breath in. Inhale. Slowly exhale and fold, 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 fold. Woo! Inhale, relax. Another one. Inhale. Exhale, relax. Sink into that stretch. Fold a little deeper. Inhale, relax. Whew, that's 3. All right, knee up, chest down, straighten it out. Let's go, knee. Chest, straighten. Woo, hamstring stretch, knee. Chest, straighten. That's 2, knee. Chest, straighten. That's 3, knee. Chest, straighten. That's 4, knee. Chest, straighten. That's 5. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Inhale, exhale, relax. Oh, sorry, what am I talking about? Inhale, exhale, fold. Y'all ready? Let's do this. Big breath in, inhale. Exhale and fold. All right. Inhale, relax. Let your body flop into the floor. Inhale, relax again. Let your body flop. Inhale, one more time. Inhale. Exhale, relax. All right. Knee up, chest down, straighten it out. Knee. Chest. Straighten. Woo. Knee. Chest. Straighten. When we do this part, the knee, chest, straighten, I want you to be very thoughtfully practicing the skill of folding forward. All right. At the end of the day, when you got crazy hamstring flexibility, that's what it's going to look like. You're going to fold your belly button down to that thigh, and we're slowly practicing it because when we're doing that with the top half of our leg, we just need to extend the leg to finish it off, right? So now that you know how easy, I'm just kidding, it's not easy at all, how straightforward the forward fold and hamstring stretch could be if only our brains will let our muscles relax, I think it's time for us to fold a little bit deeper. All right? Inhale, exhale, fold. Last round? I think we've only done one, right? Inhale, exhale, fold. Well, if we haven't done one, I'm sorry, we're doing another one. Inhale, exhale, fold. Big breath in. Slowly exhale and fold. I think we did do 2. Now that I think about it. Oh well, too late. We're here. Inhale, exhale, relax. Again, inhale, relax. Inhale, relax. That's 3. Knee up, chest down, straighten it out. Knee up, chest down, straighten it out. Knee up, chest down, straighten it out. That's 3. Knee up, chest down, straighten it out. That's 4. Knee up, chest down, straighten it out. That's 5. We're hanging out here for 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22. The goal here is just to relax. You don't have to do anything at all. If you want to just breathe nice and slow, perfect. 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Woo! I think that's my deepest hamstring stretch on this leg in a very long time. So, or maybe ever. So maybe we should do 3 rounds of the inhale, exhale. I'm just kidding. I wouldn't do that to you. That's crazy. All right, we're done. That's it. That's the hamstring stretch. Move your little foam padding out of the way. We're going to do our second stretch. It's called the butterfly. All right. When you're ready, move your butt up against the wall, low back up against the wall. Bring your feet together and pull it all the way in. Cool. This is our starting position. From here, the goal of the butterfly stretch is to feel the stretch right here in the inner thighs. The way we do that, the way we make it more intense, is by bringing the knees down into the ground. All right. What I want you to do is contract your glutes, contract your outer thigh muscles. Try to forcefully bring yourself into that position by contracting some muscles. That helps you build strength. That helps you build control. When you've tried your very best and you're feeling a more intense stretch here in the inner thighs, you saw your knees go down just a teensy little bit. We're moving in the right direction, and then we're going to apply a little bit more extra power. We're going to take our hands. We're going to push straight down and try to push our knees towards the ground. All right. You're going to put some pressure in the back of your head. That's normal. Don't worry about it. We're going to breathe for 30 seconds. Every time you exhale, I want you to see if you can push just a little bit harder. If you have a sharp pain in your legs, in your anything, feel free to stop. But if it's just mild discomfort or, a bit of discomfort because you're stretching, then keep going. Let's go. 30 seconds. Inhale. Exhale. 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22. Inhale. Exhale. Push, 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 push. 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right. Relax. Hopefully, you pushed yourself slightly deeper into a crazier stretch and you felt how badass you could be. All right. Because you're already capable of being in those positions. Now, we're ready to move on to our fourth stretch. But before we do that, no, we're moving on to our third stretch, not the fourth stretch. I'm jumping ahead. That's crazy. All right. Shake out your wrists. Give them a little bit of movement. Shake out your hips. Flap the wings of your butterfly and get them moving. Both of them. Both things. Wrists, hips, and when you're feeling a little bit looser, everything's feeling a little bit more chill, we're going to move on into our third stretch. I keep on pretending we're going to jump to the fourth. I don't know why I do that. Third stretch. We're going to move on into a pancake. All right. If you are new to the show and you are also not very good at balancing, I want you to do a seated version of the stretch. All right. The seated version is only a little tiny bit different. The seated version looks like this. You're going to sit your butt down on something. I recommend higher rather than lower. This is a pretty low thing to sit on. We're going to open up our legs a little bit, however is comfortable for you. You don't have to push yourself right away. And we're going to try to fold our belly buttons down towards the ground. All right. When you lean forward, if you're able to lean forward, gravity is pulling all of this down into the ground, and that is what we want. We want gravity to help as much as possible for us to fold forward. All right. I'm going to talk about this now for everybody else. We're going to do the standing pancake, and instead of resting on our butts, we're going to have to use our leg muscles a little bit more. All right. Don't be upset. When you use your leg muscles, they get stronger. All right. It's keep going. We're opening up our legs just a bit. It doesn't have to be crazy. We're going to fold, bring our belly buttons down towards the ground, and this is our starting position. We're trying to get gravity to pull all of this down into the ground as deep as we can. We're trying to fold as far forward, as far deep in between our legs as possible. All right? So, how do we get gravity to be more powerful? Stick your arms out in front of you, and next time you breathe, exhale. See if gravity pulls you just a little bit deeper into your stretch. If you want, you can hold on to like a small dumbbell or a couple of bottles of water or something, and that will make everything worse too. So feel free to try that. Otherwise, we're ready to go. That is all the information you need. If you want, however, I guess I have more information. It's not done. You can open up your legs a little bit wider and experiment with that. You don't have to. It's completely optional. You're going to feel more of a stretch and more intense contraction in your inner thigh muscles, which is always going to be valuable for our show because we're working on our inner thigh muscles for the side split. All right? I hope you're ready because we're folding forward. We're extending our arms above us. We're opening up our legs as wide as we want. Stick your butt back a little bit if you want to. And 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23. Remember, the goal is to fold our belly buttons down into the ground as low as we can. 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, put your hands down on the ground. Come on out of that stretch. If your legs are really tired right now and you're like, I can't move, you can try to wiggle some smaller muscles. All right, wiggle your toes in, your heels in, 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 your toes and heels and toes and heels until your legs are underneath you, and then you can sort of walk up your legs until you're back into standing. That is our third stretch. That is our standing pancake. All right, you might be feeling it in two places. One, your hamstrings. Because whenever you fold forward, it doesn't matter if your legs are together, just to touch your toesies, or if your legs are wide in our pancake, as long as you're folded forward, your hamstrings are going to let you know that they're working. All right. Another place you might be feeling it is right here in the inner thighs. All right. The wider your legs go, the weaker these muscles will probably be, and the harder they'll have to work in order to keep you from falling somewhere. Maybe not straight down. But as you hold it, they'll be contracting harder and harder and harder, and they'll be tighter and tighter and tighter. And that's where you're going to feel it too. All right, that's our third stretch. We're going to move on into our fourth stretch. It is time for some pigeon. If you're a regular, feel free to jump into whichever one you prefer. And by whichever one you prefer, I mean we have a figure four or the pigeon, but I'm demonstrating the pigeon today. In the pigeon, what we're doing is going to look a little bit like this. We're taking one leg, we're crossing over to the other side. We're lifting up that ankle towards the belly button. We're bringing the belly button down towards that ankle, and we're going to be in a position that looks a little bit like this. All right? You're going to feel a stretch here in the side of that hip. This is a glute muscle. You're going to feel a little bit of a stretch here in the hamstrings. Feel a little bit of pressure here in the front where your leg is actually doing that folding. And if you're ready, let's drop on down. Sit your butt on the ground. Bring that leg across. I want you to find the midpoint between the knee and the ankle. Right on here about. Then I want you to find this middle line between your eyes down to your belly button. All right? I want you to take this point on your leg and this line down your body. I want you to fold forward. Fold, 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 fold. Fold again. Keep folding, keep folding, keep folding, keep folding, keep folding, keep folding, keep folding. Boom! That's a pigeon. All right? There are a couple of variations we can do to make this more or less painful for you. All right? One of them is this position with his leg on the side here is just bent and off to the side. There's another version where you can have the leg sort of extended off to the side wherever it wants. And finally, if you've done some yoga class, you might know that you can do a version where this leg is going back behind you. When you're in this position, the front of your hip is going to feel it, and you're going to put a whole bunch of pressure on your knees. If you can't handle that position, I recommend you experiment with elevating your front leg. All right? When your front leg is elevated, unless you are insanely flexible, your hips are going to come up. When your hips are up, this back leg has way more room behind it to get into position, to not be smashing into the floor, to still get that stretch while letting you do your pigeon. All right? So, now that you got some tips and tricks, let's get ready to do them. If you are going to elevate your legs, by the way, just find a stable surface. It doesn't have to be a stool. Coffee table, ottoman, couch, bed, chairs. Chairs might be a little painful because chairs are, relatively small and they have hard edges, but soft things. Soft things are good. Cool. All right. That's it. Let's go. We got 30 seconds on each leg. Leg is across, middle line to midpoint. Extend your leg to wherever you want it to go, and let's fold. Keep the hips real low. They're the first priority to get to the floor. Then I want you to fold slowly forward. Bring your chest down nice and gentle, nice and slow. And I want you to breathe. Exhale. Start to bring your whole entire upper body down. As you exhale, I want you to melt into the floor. I want you to be like Jello. Sink into the floor in 30 seconds. Ready? 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22. I think Che is saying is lagging a bit. That's a bummer. Let me know if it gets better because I don't think much I can do. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. Keep on sinking into the floor. Breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That is our pigeon stretch. Whew. Bring that leg on across. And let's switch to the other side. Leg is across. Other leg off to the sides, either bent to the side, straight, or all the way back behind you. Again, optional. And we're trying to hit this midpoint with this middle line between our belly button and our eyes. And between our belly button and our eyes, that's like a line this way. This line, vertical line, all right? We're folding. Drop the hips, keep them low, bring the chest down afterwards. Keep on breathing, don't hold your breath. Melt into the floor. 30 seconds. Let's go. 29, 28, 27. Keep on taking big breaths on the exhale. Sink into the floor a little bit more. 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That is our pigeon stretch. I tried something new, counting with my fingers while they were above my back. I don't even know what that looked like because my face was on the floor, but if that was entertaining, let me know. All right, that was the fourth of our 5 stretches. We are done with almost all of it. All we got left is some side splits. All right. If you've never been on the show before, we're doing 45 to 60 minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility. So far, we've done the hip mobility. Now we're doing some side splits. Side splits is just advanced hip mobility. All right. You're taking some of the same stretches, you're just taking them to a more crazy looking angle. So everything we've been doing so far has been preparation, warming up the hips, getting us loose and prepared for some more advanced hip mobility. All right. Yeah, what else do you need to know? We do this every single day to practice consistency, to build a little bit of community. So if you like side splits, you like hip mobility, you want a little bit of help practicing consistency, any combination of those 3 things, either 1, 2, or all 3, make sure to hit follow, hit subscribe, and keep coming back. All right? We're live every day at 9 p.m. Eastern, which means we started like 45 minutes ago. Whatever time that was for you, that's when we go live every single day, Monday through Sunday. All right. Now that you know the spiel, let's get into side splits. Before we get into actually the move, I want you to grab something to help you out. All right? Wow, this like totally blends in with my shirt color. That's crazy. All right, I should get another shirt. We're gonna get some hand support. The goal of the hand support is to help you do this. At some point, our legs are gonna come wide, our hands are gonna be on our hand support, and realistically, it's gonna happen in like 30 seconds. So grab something that is light enough for you to move, but sturdy enough that it can hold your weight. Light enough that you can kind of slide it out of the way when you don't want it to be there, but sturdy enough that you can kind of like push on either corner of it and it won't topple over unless you're pulling and pushing all at the same time. You're going whoosh, trying to spin it or something crazy. All right. So once you got something relatively stable, relatively sturdy, we're going to take that hand support. We're going to bring it to the wall. But you probably don't even know what other options I got for you. Stools, amazing. If you don't have a stool, maybe 2 yoga blocks, that might work. If you got a stack of textbooks, a little bit more difficult, a little bit more clunky, but it might also work. If you have a chair, that will work great. If the chair is a little bit higher, like all the way up here, if you find that you're a little bit too high, you can always get onto your elbows and get a little bit lower to the ground. All right. So coffee tables, ottomans, those are probably not as good, but okay. And the reason for that is because at some point we're going to want to move our hand support out of the way so that we can crawl out of our side split. Right. You got to imagine that you can't get out of your side split gracefully. Cool? So if you have something blocking your way, it's going to be extra painful to get out of when you're like, oh, we're almost done, we're almost done, we're almost done. Oh, gosh, this thing is so heavy. And if you can't get rid of it, it's going to be a pain in the butt. It's going to make you frustrated. So something lighter is going to be better. Cool? All right. I think hopefully that's enough time for you to grab something if you're new to the show. And let's begin. I want you to walk up to a wall, stick your butt against the wall. All right? The wall is your now best friend. Forget all your other best friends. This is your new best friend. It's going to keep you from falling. It's going to give you a bunch of support, and it's going to help you make the side splits a lot easier to do. All right? Next, we're going to put our hand support right in front of us. Cool? Open up your legs. Doesn't have to be crazy. Doesn't have to be wide at all. And we're going to fold forward. We're going to bring the belly button down towards the ground. Ready? Whee! Put your hands down on your hand support. Hopefully, it's right underneath you. If it's not, adjust it. All right? Move it to where it needs to be in order to actually be able to help you. From here, we're going to open up our legs a little bit. Doesn't have to be crazy. Doesn't have to be wide. Just a little bit wider. All right? Your butt is resting against the wall. Your feet are down. Your hands are on your hand support. The reason why we have all 3 of these pieces is to help make the position a little bit easier to get into. All right? Next, we got to rotate our thighs so that our hip bones don't smash into our thigh bones. Right now, when you rotate your legs like this, rotate it backwards 90 degrees so that your knees are pointing up, your toes are pointing up, and your heels are down. That lumpy part of your thigh bone goes backwards towards your butt area, and it doesn't smash into your hips. Perfect. So rotate that leg. Rotate the other one too. You gotta do both. And we're in position. We're in the side split already. All right. Now it's just a matter of getting deeper. Cool. I want you to Slowly see if you can let your butt slide down the wall by sliding your feet out a little bit wider. See if you can adjust your hand support a bunch and find a nice comfortable spot. And when I say comfortable, I say, kind of comfortable, where you feel like you're more or less balanced. You don't feel like you're going to slip. You don't feel like you're going to topple over. You're not going to collapse. You feel almost okay, all right? Because the stretch is hard. So being actually truly comfortable, that's crazy. But as close to it as you can imagine getting while in this position. That's what we want. Cool? When you're here, we're going to breathe, we're going to chill, we're going to relax because we want the nervous system, we want your brain to go, oh, okay, this is not so bad, and we want it to chill so that we can get deeper into a stretch. Ready? Let's breathe. Inhale. Slowly exhale. See if you can sink a little deeper into your stretch. All right? If you're not moving anymore, don't worry about it. Just keep breathing. Inhale. Hold. Hold, 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 exhale. So you can sink a little deeper into your stretch. That's 2. Let's do another. Inhale. Hold, 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 exhale. See if you can sink a tiny bit deeper into a stretch. Again, if you can't get deeper, that's okay. Don't worry about it. It will slowly happen over time. Cool? Next, if you want, you can try a little wiggle to the right, to the left, to the right, to the left, to the right, to the left. And if you are feeling like there's a nice challenging spot, we're ready to get into side split number 1. All right, so right now our toes are pointing up, our knees are pointing up, the top of our head is pointing up, our hands are on our hand support, our butt is against the wall, our heels are down, and we're going to hang out here for 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21. If you want to make this stretch more intense, take some pressure off of your hands. That could mean you just bend your elbows a little bit more, and it could also mean you lift your arms up altogether. That might be a little bit intense though. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That's it. If you can, move your hand support out of the way so you can crawl forward a little bit so that you can have a slightly easier time of pulling your legs in underneath you. All right. You want as little pressure on the legs as possible. So I want you to lean forward and I want you to be able to go, my legs, and pull them in behind you. When you've pulled them in, hopefully you can squat, you can sit, you can rest for a second because you only got a second. We're going to move on into standing. Take a quick step forward, and we're going to start shaking out our legs. All right. If you need a little bit of support, feel free to grab something for balance. Otherwise, I want you to start flicking your ankle around. All right. I want you to give a nice little shake to the front, maybe to the side a little bit. Shake, 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 shake. The reason why we're shaking is because all of our leg muscles were going crazy just a couple of seconds ago. And they were all super tense, trying to figure out how to survive your side split. Now, we want them to be as relaxed as possible, so when we go into side split number 2, they're as prepared as possible to be getting into a deeper side split. All right? From here, all we're doing is shaking a little harder, shaking a little faster, shaking a little wilder, and as long as it's comfortable, as long as it's not painful, you can keep shaking. All right, let's switch to the other side. Shake, 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 shake. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. You don't have to go 0 to 100 right away. You can take it up in little increments until you find a spot you're like, no, that's not so comfortable anymore. It's starting to make my ankles uncomfortable. We can stop. All right, you don't have to keep shaking super hard. But until you find that point, experiment. Shake, 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 shake. Flop, 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 flop. Wiggle, 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 and whew, take a couple steps. Take a step back, 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 back. Do some dance moves, and hopefully your legs are working a little bit better than when we first stood up. All right. Next, we're gonna move on into our hips. I want you to put all your weight on one leg, big toe of the other leg down. I want you to bring the knee in so the knees are touching. I want you to open up that leg so that knee is pointed that way. Bring the knee in, bring the knee out, bring the knee in, bring the knee out. If you're new to the show, this is about building control and precision. I'm just kidding. It's not about precision. But I do want you to have a lot of range of motion. So I want you to try to bring the knees together, and I want you to contract those muscles, bring that knee as far out that way as possible so that you build strength through your full range of motion. All right? Other side. All your weight in this leg. Big toe is down. Bring that knee in and out, and 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 in and out. All right? Shake out your legs, shake out your arms, get loose, get wiggly. We're going to get into our second side split right now. Butt up against the wall, hand support in front of you. I'm going to go a little bit faster because we explained the first round in quite a bit of detail. And if you feel like I'm going too fast, let me know. All right. Open up your legs, fold in, bring our belly buttons down. Wee! Hands on your hand support, butt on the wall, legs a little bit wider. So, hands on hand support, feet are wide, butt is leaning against the wall. We're looking for a comfortable position to rotate our legs. Heels are down, toes are up, knees are pointing up. The inner thigh is facing forward. All right, we're going to do the same on the other side. Boom. Inner thighs are facing forward. Knees are pointing up. Toes are pointing up. You don't have to do this the way I just did it. You can keep your hands on your hand support. All right. From here, I want you to see if you can slide out a little bit further. You don't have to slide out as far as me, right? Especially if you're new to this, your side split isn't very deep yet. That's okay. Don't make it look like mine. Just try your best to let your legs slide out a little bit further. All right. Next, our goal is almost comfort. All right. Our butt is against the wall. Our heels are down. Our hands are on our hand support. We're looking for something that you can maybe hold for a little bit. Not feel like you're going to slip, not feel like you're going to fall, not feel like you're going to take a tumble. And we're going to breathe here. All right. Inhale. Exhale. Woo. That's embarrassing. I knew that would happen one day. The force I was applying to the foam tile was so much that the shape of the foam tile was not holding the foam tile together anymore. So I'm gonna move my foot over here. All right, butt up against the wall. Heels are down, toes are up, knees are pointing up, hands on hand support. We're sinking a little bit deeper into the stretch. Sink a little deeper into the stretch. Let's do it again. Inhale. Exhale. Sink a little deeper into the stretch. Woo. Let's do one more for good measure. Inhale. Exhale. Sink a little deeper into your stretch. Optional wiggle. A little to the right, a little to the left, a little to the right, a little to the left, a little to the right. If you can't go any further, we're ready to move on. All right. So you can push the hand support forward in front of you just a little bit. I want you to sort of lean forward so that your knees and your toes are pointing up at a diagonal at like 45 degrees instead of 90. All right. You're going to feel the stretch more in your inner thigh when you do that. And that is what we want. We're going to hang out here for 30 seconds. Y'all ready? Let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. Keep breathing. Don't hold your breath. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right. Walk your hands forward a little bit. Bring your legs in underneath you. That is our second stretch. Whew, if your legs are feeling it right now, that's okay. That's completely normal. Take a second, catch your breath, let your legs relax, and we're going to come back into standing. All right? Ugh. Oh, man. Third round is coming right up. We gotta shake it out before we get there. All right. Shake out your ankles. Shake out your legs. Do a little wiggle. Do a little flop. Do a little shake, 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 shake. You can start with the ankles, but as you get more comfortable with the ankles, you can start experimenting with adding a couple more joints. Right. If you want to start rotating your whole leg with the muscles that we were using to do this thing, you can do a little gentle wiggle, gentle shake. You can start flopping everything out. Go wee. Feel free to experiment. All right. Again, if your balance is not so great, feel free to hold on to something. I like to lean against the wall for a little bit of support. And switch legs if you haven't already. Make sure both legs are getting nice and loose and floppy. Remember, the goal of the shaky, shaky, floppy, floppiness is to visually see, to know that your muscles are relaxed. If they were not relaxed, they were all stiff, you'd be like a tin man. All right? And that would be obvious once you know what floppiness looks like. So, if you're ready, let's take a couple of quick steps, do a little dance, shimmy a little bit, and let's get into our hip stuff. All your weight on one leg, big toe is down. Knee in, knee out, knee in, knee out, knee in, knee out, knee in, knee out. Once you got some control, once you got some precision, I guess. I said that earlier, so let's go with it again. We're going to go a little faster, all right? In, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. Let's do the other side. In and out, and 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 in and out. Whew. I have no idea how many of those we've done, but that's probably enough. Shake out your legs. Get one last little bit of relaxation through your legs, through your hips, through your arms, through your back, and let's get ready to do side split number 3. Butt up against the wall. I'm going to scoot my foam flooring forward. I got some other furniture on top of it, so let's see how far this actually goes. Is it going? Is it going? Yeah. All right, I'll be fine. Butt up against the wall, hand support in front of you. Open up those legs, and let's get ready to fold. Bring the belly button down, hands down, wee, and find a nice comfortable position where your butt is against the wall, your legs are wide, your hands are on your hand support, and let's rotate those legs. Heels are down, toes are up, knees are pointing up. Heels are down, toes are up, knees are pointing up. And see if you can drop a little bit deeper. Find a position where you don't feel like you're about to slip and tip forward. You don't feel like you're going to slip back. You're in control, more or less. All right? And we're going to breathe here. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. See if you can sink a little bit deeper on that exhale. Let's go again. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. See if you can sink a little bit deeper on that exhale. If you are not sinking deeper, that is okay. Don't worry about it. Don't stress out because that will just not make it any easier to sink deeper. All right. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. See if you sink a tiny bit deeper into your stretch. Optional wiggles to the right, left, right, left, right, left. If you're not going anywhere, don't worry about it. You can try your best and you can try again tomorrow. All right. Next, we're about ready to get into side split number 3. You got options. We can do the first version that we did, where the heels are down, toes are up, knees are pointing straight up. Your hands are on your hand support, butt is against the wall. The top of your head is pointing up as high into the ceiling as you can. You got the second option, where we have our knees and our feet sort of pointing at a diagonal up in front. You're changing the focus of the stretch to the inner thighs, and you can pick whichever version you want. I'm going to do another version of version 2. Cool? Where I'm going to use my muscles to hold up my weight. Ready? Let's go. 30 seconds. 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, put your hands down. Bring your legs in underneath you slowly. And grunt, groan, make as many sound effects as you need to. That is our third and final round of side splits. Breathe, chill, relax, sit, give yourself a second. We've done all of the hard stuff in our show today. All we got left is a little bit more shaky, relaxy stuff. And we'll be ready to do some joint checks. All right. Slowly come back up into standing. Let's shake out those ankles, shake out those legs, let the muscles relax. Shake, 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 shake. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Shake the other side. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Flop, 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 flop. Shakety, shake, shake, shake. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Flop, 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 flop. Shake some more. Wiggle some more. Flop some more. And remember, the goal of the shaky stuff, as silly and as fun as they look, is to help your muscles be relaxed. All right. If they're moving around like this, they're just flying all over the place, your muscles, chances are, they're going to be a little bit relaxed. If you're going and you're doing robot dances while you're doing these movements, chances are you got a whole bunch of stiff old muscles that are not relaxing. All right. That's the only thing that matters. Relaxation. How you do it doesn't really matter that much to me, but I like talking about the ankles because it's easy for you to see when your ankles are flopping back and forth and going crazy. All right. Next, we're going to move on into our hips. All your weight on one leg. Big toe is down. Knee in, knee out. Knee in and out and in and out. Knee and out and in 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 and out and whew, that's probably more than enough for that leg. Other leg, all your weight in this one. Big toe is down, in and out, in and out, and in and out, in and out, and 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 whew, it's probably plenty for this leg too. Let's go. We're gonna do some joint checks and wrap up. We got 2 moves left. First one is just some slow, deep hip circles. Oh, really lean into those crazy muscles in the hip at this point. Oh, and slowly come on around in circles. So you find all the places where you are stiff. Give them a little bit of love, a little bit of attention. Oh, come on around. Sink into it. Back around again. Oh, and whew. Ah, come on back. Nice and slow the other way. When things are starting to feel a little smoother, a little bit better, we're ready to move on into some crazy looking calf raises, right? The calf raises I'm about to make you do challenge a whole bunch of your joints, your muscles all at the same time. So they're going to be a little crazy. They look a little bit like this. We're going to pop into a squat first. All right. I want your legs about hips width apart. They're going to be a little bit wider. I don't want them to be super wide. And I don't want them to be narrow. So if you're like around here, perfect. All right. We're going to squat on down. Boom. From the side, I want it to look a little bit like this. All right. I want you to be leaning kind of forward, like you're about to tip over. And I also want you to push your knees that way so that you get a nice stretch in your Achilles tendon and in your calves. You can poke them to double check that they're nice and tense right now. Cool? When we do this, when we're leaning so far forward, our toes are going to work really hard to grip the floor to keep us from tipping forward. That's what we want. We want our toes kicking in. The arch of your foot should also kick in to grip the floor to help you stay stable, and that is good. From here, we're going to put our hands down, or if you can't stay stable or you can't reach, hold on to a wall for a little bit of extra stability. We're going to do some calf raises, all right? Make sure your knees are pointed forward. You're feeling that crazy stretch in your calves, and come on up. Woo, and slowly come on down. That's 1. And up and down. That's 2. Remember, lean forward so that you're feeling that stretch, and then come up. 3 and down. Reset, knee forward, come up and down. We're doing these calf raises from a stretched position, so you're working as much range of motion as you can possibly be working right now, which means you got the best, most effective calf stretch ever. And once your legs are telling you, no, 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 we can't do anymore, feel free to wrap up and stop. All right. Our crazy calf raises that we just did a whole bunch of things all at the same time. We already covered how they force your toes to work because you're leaning so far forward. The only thing that can hold you back is your toes gripping into the ground to help fight you from tipping over. Because your toes are working so hard, it should have forced all sorts of muscles in your feet to be working. Awesome. We had that crazy stretch in the Achilles tendon in the calves because our knees were forward. And then when we did that calf raise, our calves got a crazy workout right there, right? Our quads were holding us up at that crazy angle for the whole entire time that we were in it. They were crying. Our low back was holding up our back at that crazy angle for the whole time we were doing it, also crying. And our hips, our knees, our ankles, all the little tiny bones in our feet, they were working real hard, real well together to help you get through that whole entire series of motions. All right? Hopefully, if you were able to do like 75, 80% of that thing, that crazy calf raise thing, chances are you're probably ready to go back to doing whatever else you have to do because your legs are working good. All right. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming in, practicing consistency, working on your side splits, working on your hip mobility with me today. Again, we do this every single day to practice consistency, to build a little bit of community, to make the suffering that we put ourselves through a little bit more fun, a little easier to get through so that we can stay consistent. So, is there anything else I need to tell you? If you are somebody who sits for a living, whatever else you're doing, sure, but you do a lot of sitting in your normal life. Sometimes you wake up and you're like, oh, my back is so stiff. And you sort of wobble around like a penguin throughout the day because you're like, oh man, my hips and my back are stuck. I have a quick, like 7-8 minute long YouTube video. 5 minutes of it is just me going into detail about how to rotate, how to get a little bit of movement in your spine to help undo some of that tension. All right. That video was posted, I'm pretty sure, like 3 days ago or something like that. And it is available on YouTube right now. It is the most recent video, and the username is splits on the side. So it's the same username as on TikTok if you're watching on TikTok. And if you're already on YouTube, just, hit my profile. Go check out that video. And most of it is really gentle movement. All right. The goal here is to give you a couple of tools to help wake up your spine, to help thoughtfully put you through the ranges of motion that you need to help wake up the muscles to get them to unstiffen. Stiffness is just lack of movement, right? So what we want to do is thoughtfully add a little bit of movement, slowly force your muscles to not be stiff with movement, all right? Please check out that video. Let me know if you like it. If something's missing, you feel like it's not enough, let me know in the comments, criticize me, come back to the live tomorrow, yell at me. Cool, I'm open for it. Next, I make a bunch of other content. Most of it is fun. Most of it is there to entertain you a little bit while inspiring you to get a little tiny bit of exercise. I want you to see movement as something fun that you actually enjoy doing because it helps you get loose, helps you get comfortable, helps you enjoy your life a little bit better. All right. I don't want you to see fitness as I have to go to the gym for 1 hour, I have to drive there for half an hour, I have to beat myself up at the gym, I have to be super, obsessed about all the details in order to be, whatever word you associate with that type of fitness, right? I hope you try to do a little gentle movement throughout the day, incorporate it throughout your life while you're waiting for coffee to come out the machine, while you're waiting for the microwave to heat up lunch, while you're waiting for pasta to boil, so that you get a little bit of movement in your joints. You remember that dancing in the kitchen is fun, doing little spin moves, having some finesse while you do graceful things across your kitchen or in your home while you're cleaning, whatever it is that you got to do. I hope you remember that those little interactions are also a factor in how well your life is being lived, right? Moving well in and of itself is a hugely wonderful, beautiful thing. If you move well, by the way, it helps to take care of your joints, right? The joints, they don't get blood vessels. They're not like muscles. They don't have elaborate blood systems clearing waste, feeding nutrients. The only way your joints get nutrients is through movement. Synovial fluid, which is just some goop in your joints, moves around when you move your joints. So if you've been stiff for a while, if you have been uncomfortable for a while, chances are you probably need to add in a little bit more movement, not subtract movement from the equation. All right. That does not mean you got to do crazy stuff. Does not mean you have to start jumping up and down super fast right away. It just means you got to do a little bit of movement and increase the amount of movement you're doing for those joints that are uncomfortable. Cool. All right. That's it. That's all the spiel I got. Hit follow, hit subscribe. Now I'm gonna look at the chat and see if there's anything I can address, anything I can respond to. Chase says, "Did we get a preview on your FIFA video?" Um, what do you mean? What am I previewing? Is it because there's a soccer ball in the corner of this, or is it that I'm talking about knee stuff and my knees? I don't know what you're talking about. Did we post something? I don't think so. Oh, um, no, but because my legs are so tired, I've been working on spinning the ball on my finger a lot during the, rest breaks. And when I am not anxious, I can hold it for a lot longer than I've ever been able to do it before. There we go, there we go, there we go. Oh my God, no, never mind this guy. All right, we're moving on. Book says, see you tomorrow, same time, same bat channel. Yes, I don't know what same bat channel is, but yes, that is where we'll be. Kays says, thank you for the workout. I will check out that video, just what I need. Amazing. That particular video is not going to like solve your back stiffness problem, all right? But it is going to help you in probably less than 5 minutes go through the motions to help wake up your muscles so that you can go back to doing what you need to do. You might still need to spend time focusing on strengthening your back. That is not what that video is for. What that video is for is just getting some movement thoughtfully so that you can get back into whatever else you have to do and go do that thing. All right. So that video is like a short-term temporary solution. The long-term solution might be like getting stronger and stuff. That's not what that video is about. Cool. Just so you know. All right. Lois says, thanks, Ken. Oh, you're very welcome. Aria says, that was great. Thanks, with 2 exclamation points. I like it. Thank you. I'm going to scroll up and see what's up. Travel Darcy says, hi. True Blue says, evening, Hip Mobility family. Che is sending awesome emojis. Che says it was lagging. Maybe it was just Che. And Travel Darcy says, looks good to me. Okay, so hopefully it was just one person, not everybody. Liz says, hey, welcome back, Liz. It's good to see you. Che is sending awesome messages. Michael is sending thumbs up and smiley face emojis. What else we got? I'm scrolling through the chat as fast as I can to find things. Norma says hola from Mexico. And OG Happy Cake says yes with four S's. We got hearts. We got hellos. Aaron, hello, hello. And I think that is pretty much all the messages in the chat. Oh, super quiet chat. Just lots of happy people saying hi. Amazing. Okay. That's a Batman sign off. That's a Batman sign off. Where's the Batman sign off? Hold on. I'm scrolling up. I'm scrolling up. Wait, I'm confused. Kay says that's a Batman sign off. Where? I'm scrolling back. Oh, Bat Channel? Is that the Bat Channel comment? Is that what the Bat sign off is? I'm so confused. All right. That was all TikTok, which is crazy fast to jump through. Jax over on YouTube sends out some emojis and says hi. Brooklyn says hi. Jax sends lots of awesome emojis. Keisha says side splits equals middle splits here, but first do the warm up. Yes. I call middle splits, side splits, I think is because the first time I heard of splits, it was the front split. And so I didn't really know that what the name of the middle split was, so I call it the side splits because your legs go to the side, right? Like your legs aren't going to the middle. That's not how that works. When you're doing front split, your leg is going to the front. So at some point when I was a teenager, I decided that those are side splits, and since that point onwards, it became side splits for me. And I have done some Google like analytics keyword research, and I know that nobody uses the word side splits, but I already named my username splits on the side for the side splits, so I'm sticking with it. All right, deal with it. Okay. Um, Cats for Nelson says, "Hi, I want to do middle splits. I do say, oh, okay, interesting. Um, I don't know what you think the distinction is, but there's a whole bunch of different variations on when your legs go sideways and different amounts of like rotating that leg in the hip socket that people do to call it this, that, or another thing. There's a split that some people call a roadkill split, where it's you go into a split all the way and then you fold forward and you lay down, and so you're like flat on the ground and you're holding a split, and that's super crazy. If maybe that's what you're referring to as a middle split versus a side split, I don't know. Let me know. All right. Let's see. Keisha says, "Wee!" Hashtag out the what? Amazing. Caitlin says, "Hey, hey, let's do this." Amazing. Thank you for the support. Keisha says, "Good evening, everyone. Let's do this. Split screw." I love it. Thank you for sending good vibes. Thank you for keeping the chat lively. Thank you for making it much, 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 much easier for me to run this live every single day. So I appreciate you all. All right. I think that is all of it. Alec 400, welcome back. It's good to see you. Says, have a good night, you kind soul. Thank you. Thank you. Ah, shucks. Okay, I'm done. It is 10:15. We are ready to wrap. If somehow you're still here and you have not already, make sure to hit follow, hit subscribe, because we're here every single day starting at 9 p.m. Eastern. And we practice side splits, hip mobility, consistency, and we do it pretty much every day. There will be sometime in the next 2 months, a couple of days where I'll not be able to make it because I'll be at weddings, and weddings tend to be in the evening. And I was able to pull it off for one of them by pushing the show back an hour, but I am a groomsman in that wedding, so I don't think I'll be able to push it off because I have responsibilities in this next wedding. All right, so that is going to be in September, and I'm doing a little bit of flying to meet up with people at some point in August. So in August and September, like 2 days potentially, I might be skipping a couple of days, or I might do a crazy live in the middle of the day where I have nothing to do in the middle, I guess. Um, but other than that, I don't think I've missed a live in hundreds of days. So bank on the fact that I'm usually here, and we'll work on size, but we'll work on immobility. All right, cool. I'm ready to wrap up. I'm closing out. I will see you guys all real soon. Cool. Bye. And then now, hit a follow, hit subscribe. Ooh, we got a comment from TLXX7575 says, greetings from San Francisco, California. Welcome. Enjoy your, what is it, 7:15 end of the live. We start at 6 p.m. your time every single day, and I hope you enjoyed. Or, I mean, if you were here, I hope you enjoyed. If you're just joining in, we're wrapping up and you missed the whole entire live. But every single live is recorded here on YouTube, and you can feel free to go into the profile. I don't know where that button would be on your screen. You can watch any number of like 300 different days where we've done this show live. I think I get a little smoother with the instructions towards the newer lives, but the older lives are still good, and I'm less stretchy and less flexible in those lives. So if you feel like you want to be hanging out with the less flexible version of me, feel free to jump into the older lives. All right. I hope you had fun. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your night. Closing out.